In this video, there's no calculations. I'm just going to highlight the risk of owning a bond. There are two types of risks associated with bonds. The first one is quite self-explanatory. It's referred to as default risk. And basically, what default risk is the entity that issued the debt defaults or goes bankrupt. We measure this risk for corporations called default risk premium. That's how we measure it. Now, our U.S. Treasury securities are considered riskless because we have never defaulted on a loan. During the War of 1812, we came close, but we didn't. Now, this is not unlike a FICO score for an individual. However, as your FICO score declines, it usually costs more to borrow money. As a business, this is how we measure it. We measure it using these. Well, here is the Moody's, S&P, and Fitch's bond ratings, and you can see usually it's letters, and incorporated with numbers. And you see it's AAA. It goes all the way down to triple B. I'm going to stop at triple B for a second. Of course, this is a Baa3. Everything from this point up is considered investment grade. Anything below is called non-investment grade, speculative, or sometimes people refer to it as junk bonds. So as the rating of a corporation or business or a government entity declines, it costs them more to borrow money. Now, the second risk is referred to as price risk. Now, price risk is the fluctuation of the par value of a bond. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to look at the first one. I'm going to refer to it as interest rate risk. Now, interest rate risk is, we've calculated this before, is the bond par value. So we'll pretend like this line right here in the middle is $1,000, the par value of this particular bond, and we notice that this bond will change in price. It's a premium, it's a discount bond, premium discount. Now these shifts from the $1,000 par value are referred to as the price risk, and they're changing due to the interest rates changing. That's why they call it interest rate risk. There's a few things you have to think about here. Number one is that these swings here, if you notice, are larger, are farther from the par, the farther we're from maturity. So long-term bonds have higher price risk or interest rate risk. And number two, I didn't write it here, but I'll go ahead and put it on here. There's a coupon here, and let's say what happens is this coupon, the larger it is, the more it can absorb these price changes. So when you have small coupon payments, or even worse, a zero coupon bond, these fluctuations can be very large. So long-term bonds with smaller coupon payments, we have a higher interest rate risk. Now, the second risk I'm going to just put over here because it's kind of the mirrored image of interest rate risk. It's called reinvestment risk. And the reason I put it over here, it's the mirrored image of this one here. What I mean by that is that reinvestment risk is a risk when we're dealing with bonds that are one, short term, and number two, have large coupons. So you can see they're the mirrored image of this. Now I'm going to come back to interest rate risk for just one last second. We have a measurement for this. We call it duration, and it's the sensitivity of a bond as interest rates do change. Now, I'm not going to calculate that here, but I do have a video if you would like to watch how to calculate bond duration.